guess by show of hands, I want to ask, since we heard such great music, and this includes the back too, by a show of hands, how many Drake fans here? Yeah. More than you might think. Don't profile. Then a lot of you will know the line when Drake says, "Don't listen to me talk and go tell my story. It don't work like that when you love somebody." The idea being that you have to let people tell their own stories. And since we had such good rap, I wanted to work in a Drake reference. Kind's mission is not just to advocate, which is important, but also to make sure that once the advocacy is done, which is a time when children can't navigate the legal system alone, there's also a civic mission based on the premise that these children are equipped to speak for themselves. And they enrich a debate that sometimes, as I think we all know, talks about immigrants more than it talks with them. That's why Kind launched The Voices That Matter Most, a program to enhance platforms for young people to speak for themselves. There are programs in DC metro area and several other states on the way. So please join me in welcoming Yoni, Hender, Julia, Orlin, Katya, and Frishta to the stage.
Oh, it's good. On. Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Yoni for short. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Eritrea, and I, along with my classmates, Hender, Julia, Katya, Orlin, Frishta. That's Orlin and that's Katya, and that's Frishta. Okay. We are very happy to be here in New York City. It's our first time. And it is also our first time being in front of so many people in a place like this. And we're a little nervous, so please be nice to us. Since September, with the help of the Voices That Matter Most project, we've been writing and working on our stories as a group. At workshops and after school clubs, we have been sharing our journeys with each other, which has allowed us to get to know one another better. We learn not to judge a book by its cover based on our background. Unfortunately, I have met people who have done so throughout my own experience. But this club has helped me feel much better. Developing and sharing our stories has motivated me to become a role model for others who may be going through similar experiences. As a refugee who lived in a harsh refugee camp in Sudan, I have learned to define myself after living through difficult moments such as going to school for the first time ever in America at 11 years old, adapting to new living conditions in a new country, learning a new language, and making new friends with people from different countries and backgrounds. These experiences have made me a fighter who isn't afraid to speak his mind when needed, and a student who's willing and eager to learn about new people. As young people with different experiences, we all share one important thing. We all know what it is like to leave our homes that we all ever known and came to completely different places where we face many challenges, but also many good things. We look forward to sharing our stories with you. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Hender and I'm from El Salvador. My parents left the country when I was 1 year old because they want a better future for me and my brothers. My parents left me with a wonderful person, my abuela and my tias. I live my life calling my grandmother Mama because she treated me as her son with love, patience, and respect, but always knowing that I had a real mother in the United States. Everything changed when I started high school. In my first 3 days, problems with gangs started happening. I had to leave my high school because we received a call from gang members threatening my family and me. And they want to force us to give money as a way to intimidate us. During the call from gang members, we had to negotiate on money with them because they didn't stop, and then they didn't leave us alone, and they scared us. Then we had to leave our house and go to another place out of the city, but still we weren't faced because we didn't escape far from where we originally, and because they control most of the country. My mother decided that my life was a risk. Thinking about going to the United States frightened me. It was difficult for me because I didn't want to leave my country and my friends in El Salvador. When I got to the United States, I met my parents for the first time after 16 years. It was the most amazing experience that I ever had. I first saw my mother, she launched on me, and she hugged me. We were both crying. My father was in shock behind my mother. He could not move anywhere, and I saw a tearful eye looking at me. I said, "Hi, Dad," and he kept standing without saying anything. My mother said, "Hender, go and hug your father." I hugged him, and we together started crying. Finally, he said, "I waited a long time for this day to come." That day was the most important in my life. For the first time, I felt like free from the horrible things that were happening in my home country. Nowadays, I live happy and safe with my family. It's important for me to tell my story because I want you know about why I came here and what is happening in my country. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. My name is Julia Alvarez, and I am from El Salvador. I grew up in the field, surrounded by mountains, trees, close to the river. It was a free place where the kids run in the street and play in the puddles of water during the winter. I started school when I was 4 years old because I told my mom that I need a goat like my sisters. I remember that my backpack was pink, very small, and had a Winnie Pooh. One day, I come back from school. My mom and my sister were not there. I was confused. And when they come back, my sister started to cry, and she told me that I had to leave El Salvador because of the violence in my town and the insecure. We were fearful of going to school every day because of the gangs. I left a part of me because I had to say bye to my family, to my grandma's house, to the mango tree, to my cow, and to the mountains that saw me grow up. I went back to my house to get my things, and that morning was the last time that I put my feet on the river, that I walked in the field, the last time that I saw my neighbors. It was very hard to live. It's not so easy to be here. Everything is so different, the food, the culture, and the city landscape. Also, in El Salvador, we had more recreation time at school, whereas here, not so much. But I can do things here in the United States that I could not do there. When I was there, I always dreamed about studying in a career in medicine. Now that I am here, this dream can come true. I will continue to fight, to learn, and be the best that I can be. And also show with actions that I, as an immigrant, am here to work hard and make a positive impact in my community. Thank you.
Hello, I am Orlin and I am from Guatemala. My mother left when I was 15 months old. I live with Mama Minda, my grandma. I was 14 years old when I left my country. Once I arrived in the US, I started thinking about meeting my mother for the first time in 13 years. I started having very, very strong feelings. I was nervous, excited, and so happy. When we got to the house, my mom was coming out from the house, and the first thing I saw were her tears falling down her cheeks. She hugged me very hard. I hugged her too. And she looked to my eyes, and she said, Look how big you have grown. I start crying too. Now I feel good by being with my mother. I feel happy because we're getting to know each other. It was hard at the first because we were learning about each other and our emotions. I'm trying to be a good son so she can be proud of me. Being in the US, the first day was very hard. I didn't speak English and I wouldn't understand the teachers. But now, being in school has been really great. Ever since I was little, I was always thinking about building and how something moves. This year, I got involved in a STEM project where we had to look for solutions to the world problems, especially water, air, and land pollution. Our group looked at how to reduce air pollution. I had the idea to make a prototype for an exhaust filter to help reduce the carbon emissions coming out from cars today. Through this, we got third place in the whole world competition. People today should not judge a person before they know them. This is who I am. I am brave, I'm hopeful, and I'm humble.
Hello, my name is Katya. I'm from El Salvador. My childhood wasn't easy. I struggled a lot, but I never gave up. Now I'm 16 years old, living a different life in the US. But it wasn't too easy for me once I came to the US either. The first day of school in America was the worst. I didn't speak English or have any friends. Every day I kept working hard and learned English, and now I know everything was worth it, all that hard work. Overcoming these challenges wasn't easy. I have found a lot of opportunities in this country, and I won't waste them. I worked really hard to learn English because I knew it was going to be important at that time and in my future. There are more things to come in my life. This is just my new beginning. I want to be able to tell stories through my art. My favorite drawing is of my grandfather at his home in El Salvador. Art is a way to express myself and feel free. Art makes my life better. Art is a way I connect to the world. Nature is one of my favorite things, and cats. This project has helped me because I'm no longer scared to tell my story to other people. Seeing my friends tell their story and seeing them not be afraid had helped me overcome my nervousness. I was scared about what people would think about me, but it has made me stronger when I tell who I am. When I graduate high school, I would like to go to MICA, or the Maryland Institute College of Art, or another art school where I can study painting, drawing, photography. If my story is able to change people's mind, if they think something about an immigrant, I would want them to know we are here and want a future.
Good night, everyone. Sorry for my rocky voice. I'm not always like this. My name is Frishta. I'm 14 years old and I've been in the US for 2 years. We came here because Afghanistan wasn't safe. In my country, we always hear shooting, family members died, or were handicapped. I was scared at night. I was a girl. Even though the government shouted for equality between men and women, we all knew it was all just a show. In America, I am safe and I have real rights as a girl. I'm determined to become a helpful person. Adjusting to the US is hard. There are many, many things that are different from Afghanistan. Now that I'm here free of discrimination, harassment, and violence, I'm going to become a person that contributes to the knowledge of the world. One way I and my friends here on the stage want to do this is by telling our stories. We want people to understand who we are and why we came to the US, and our dreams for the future that we couldn't ever dream before we came. I have learned a lot during the Voices workshops about telling our stories about ourselves, about each other, and how to use our stories for positive change. We hope you learned a little about us tonight too. We want to use our stories for good, to help people understand that we are valuable people too, and can help make this country a good place for everyone, wherever you're from.